Want to welcome to the program this morning our guest, Elodie Yung. And am I saying your name correct? Good morning.
Good morning, Roland. Roland, I have the same question for you. You did say it well, but everyone calls me Young here, but really it's Jung.
Jung.
I'm not offended.
Okay.
It's Elodie Yung. But I'm not, it's just a matter of accent, so it's all good.
Now, I'm completely surprised by your accent. I was watching the program last night, and nowhere in there did I pick up that you would have this accent when I talked to you this morning.
Oh, surprise, surprise. I have a weird accent. I grew up in France, but I lived in the UK. Most recently, my husband is English, so it's kind of a mishmash of, I don't know, French, English, something.
Interesting. Now, so when you have an accent like you do, what do you do, and how do you go through the process of maybe erasing that if you're trying to do an American role?
Cambodian.
Well, it is Cambodian, yes, but
the accent I went for.
Okay, yeah. So how do you change that? I mean, how do you get that in your head too?
Well, I worked with Doug Horonoff, who's my dialect coach, and he's amazing. So I constantly, work on my accent if I have to, and because the part that I play, Tony de la Rosa in the cleaning lady, she's Cambodian, but she lives in the Philippines, and she moves right now she's in the US. So we wanted to have more of a Cambodian, spice to the accent. So I had to erase my French and English and just have like a base of American, because that's what, that it would sound like with, a sparkle of Cambodian vowels. And so this is what we did. And I said, my dad is Cambodian, but when he speaks, it's French, because this is where we used to live, and this is where he immigrated. So it's a complete different accent. I could not even mimic my dad for the part. So I really had to, work it all the way. Work.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was going to say you've had quite a career so far. Parts in films like The Great Challenge, Fragiles, and then The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. When you've been doing movies and things like that, was there a conscious decision, I want to try to do TV, or is it just like an agent says, hey, I've got another role, got another check possibly could come in, and you grabbed it? How was there a decision like this to move over to some television stuff?
I've always done both, even in France, I was doing some TV as well. For me, I think for a long time, I was very scared of, those contracts, like they make you sign for 20 years and you have to get stuck in a series. And I was very scared of that moving here in the US. So for a long time, I tried to just do movies. This is what I've done, most here. But I'm also just open to any good quality project. And I think, with the years, TV's evolved drastically, and the written is so good now. And I actually enjoy having to tell a story, in 10 hours rather than 1 hour, so you go more in depth. And this is what we've done with the cleaning lady. And you can really look at Tony's life and really follow her and feel for what she's going through the whole time, in a much, how do you say, like we have more hours to tell the stories, and we go in greater depth.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
So we were watching a couple of weeks ago and I was probably watching a football game or something, and saw the teaser for this coming up, and I thought, oh, that actually looks good, because I don't get into a lot of regular just TV stuff. And I saw that, and I thought, that looks good. And then we had the opportunity to book this interview that we're doing right now. And watching it last night, I asked my wife, because she stayed up and watched it too. And I said, what do you think? She said, I asked her, I said, do you like it? And she goes, no. And I said, well, why not? She goes, it was too intensive. She says, it was, but I really like the role that you play in there. The strong-willed, as the bio says, refuse to be beaten down and marginalized and stuff. But I mean, just a strong role there. I mean, there's some inspiration out of all that.
I agree. I completely get where your wife, it's not escapism. It is intense, but it is, to me, it is inspiring. I think Tony, in her resilience and what she's going through, and the fact that she's not a superhero. She's like you and I. She's just a person, just a simple person, and she's just trying to save her kid. And how many parents have to go through that? And she's also someone who she had to leave her country to move to a foreign country, and how many persons have to do that and battle and then try to survive. So it is I think it's very relatable and it's very human. It is intense for sure because she's not going on a fun ride. She just has obstacles after obstacles, and and she gets caught up in really unfortunate situations. But I do think that there are twists and there are cliffhangers, and there is this thriller element that keeps the thing entertaining. We're not doing a documentary, and we're not doing like a gritty independent movie. It's different. It is fictional and it is entertaining because the world is set up in Vegas. Come on. I mean, so many things can happen. But there is a great deal of intensity because this woman is going through a lot.
Yeah.
And she has resources, and she tapped into her inner resources and her resilience to overcome that. And I think it's inspiring.
We're talking to Elodie Yung. Did I say that last name correct? Yung?
You did.
Yeah, okay. I'll try to remember that every time we talk. Starring in the Cleaning Lady on Fox now. You had the first episode last night. You said you got 10 episodes in the can at this point?
Yes, we did a whole series of 10 episodes, yeah.
Okay. And obviously you can't reveal what's going to happen at the end. Are you able to keep that storyline going and keep it entertaining through that whole 10? And do you see a possibility of a second season? Was it written such that could continue on?
There is a great arc. I mean, Tony is starting at she lands there and then she evolves and adapts. So I don't want to reveal too much, but because she's extremely resilient and she has to move on quick and she has to find solutions and her character changes. Like we all evolve with what life throws at us. And it's a great writing. Like they have thought through the whole arc of the season and then potentially for what would come next. So yes, there is space for an evolution.
Awesome.
Definitely.
All right. Well, real quick, last question. You got something else going on in your career before you look at a season 2 on this? Because that would be down the road a little bit. You got anything else in the hopper?
Potentially, like we're working on it. So hopefully I could tell you more maybe in a couple of weeks. Right now, I can't really say because you know how it is. It just takes forever and it's a lot of discussions. But yeah, something maybe exciting. We'll see.
All right. Hey, a pleasure talking to you this morning. Elodie Yung. Did I get that right the third time?
The third time winner.
Okay.
And second time as well. It's good. You're good.
Starring in the Fox drama, The Cleaning Lady. It's worth the watch. We really enjoyed it. I'll be watching it next week when the next episode comes on. Enjoy your day, and thanks for joining us this morning on The Morning Show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.